ladies and gentlemen. I know you're as excited as I am. Today is Tuesday the 27th. We have adults math. The rest of this week are worksheets. So if you're going to be gone, get those worksheets for me before you leave. And then next week on Tuesday is your test. So you need to be prepared for that. And after that, your test is Tuesday, the next Tuesday. You see the date, right?
Sorry.
Okay. And then we have 3 days of final exam review. So I've written the review. The final exam is going to have 28 categories, but I'm counting it out of 25. So on the final exam, I'm giving you the benefit of potentially earning over 100% on your final exam, okay? So potentially you could get 28 out of 25 on your final exam, which is huge. That's awesome. Also gives you a little bit of buffer. So you could get 3 extra credit points, which I don't know what that is. What is 28 out of 20? Type in on your calculator, 28 out of 25 divided by 25.
28 divided by 25.
Yeah. What is that?
1.12.
1.12. So you can get extra 12% bonus, which is really good. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that the final review is expected to take about an hour and a half-ish. So that's perfect for these 2 days, about an hour and a half to review. And then what I also did is I did a practice test. All right, so final practice test, and this is optional. I'm not going to grade it. So, but on Friday next week, you could take the practice test, and it is a practice test, okay? So you guys have your finals on the Monday, okay? But, so keep that in mind. I think a practice test is so it'll work just like the test itself. So I think that's cool. All right, so what are we doing today? Today is 12.3. We are talking about volumes of pyramids and cones. So last week, if you'll remember, we did volumes of prisms and cylinders, and we found that in order to find the volume of something, it's literally just stacks, in this case, a pentagon. So if we know the area of the base, we're just going to stack it so high, and so it's just area base times height. So today we're talking about volumes of cones and pyramids, which are related, and you can see I have my figures right here. So here I have my prism, all right, my three-dimensional prism. And here is my pyramid of the same size base, even though it looks a little bigger, it's not. They are the same interior base. So they have the same base size, and they also have the same height, okay? So they are very much... So my question to you is, how many... Now, I have this tub of water here. You see my tub of water up front? So the question is, how many pores of this pyramid are going to pour into my prism? 2? Raise your hand if you think 2 times. 2 pores. 2. Just 1?
No,
just 1?
There's an empty space.
There's a bunch of empty space, right? Yeah, okay, raise your hand if you think 2 pores. Okay. What about, what else? Is 2 the only option here? 1.5. Okay, 1.5 pores?
Or 3.
Or 3 pores?
12.
You don't think 3? Okay, so I want to take a vote here. So 2 pores, thank you. I saw, how many people think 2 pores? Thanks, sir. I saw 1, 2, 3 hands, 4. 4? Okay, 4 people. What about 1.5 pores? How many people think 1.5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9? 9, okay. 3 pores? Any 3 pores? Any 3s takers? 1? Just 1. All right. All right. 4 pores? You already voted for 3, though. So, no, okay. So that's how it fits inside. Like, you can't, okay, we're going to do it now. All right, so we voted. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to do my best. It's a little tricky to do this one. Okay, there's one.
Oh,
definitely
3.
Oh, I'm so smart.
There's no way, Carl.
2.
2.5.
Oh.
Carl, wait. Okay, it's a 3-sided. Carl,
my
wait,
God.
you're so locked.
3.
Carl.
Exactly.
Carl.
Okay. Okay, so it turns out that it's 3 pores. So that is the first thing here. So how many prisms of the same base and height can fit into a prism of the same base and height? So how many pyramids?
3.
3 pyramids. So if it takes 3 pyramids to equal the volume of one of the prisms, 3 of these equals 1 of these, well then what's the volume of just the pyramid? The volume of the pyramid is 1/3 of the volume of the prism. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, 1/3 the volume? Okay. And so then the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 area of the base times height, it turns out, which is very, very nice. What about my cylinder and cone shape? Again, they have the same size base
It'll be 3 again.
and the same height. You think it's going to be three pores again? There's how they fit inside one another.
Yeah, I think it's 3 again.
You-
I think in 3.
You think
maybe
3
2.
again?
Maybe 3, maybe 2. You go for 3 or 2. I'm gonna go with 3 or 2.
All right, 1.
I can't see. Oh, definitely. Oh, 4. Oh, maybe 4. 4. No, maybe 3 though.
I'm trying to get it right to the line.
Oh,
Oh, definitely 3.
All right, 2. Oh, there's the line. Got it. Oh, look at that. Okay, so how many pores of the cone?
3 for everything.
It's 3 pores of the cone, which means the cone is, what's the relationship to the volume? 1/3, yes. The volume of a cone is 1/3. Volume of a cone is just 1/3 area of the base times height. So very similar to like a triangle. Then we know a triangle is 1/2 base times height, but this is volume, so this is 1/3 of the area of the base times height. So very easy formulas. So we want to find the volume. This is a triangular-based pyramid, all right? And to find the volume, it's just 1/3 area of the base times the height. And so we need to find the area of the base, and our base is this. What shape is the base? Triangle, yeah. So our base there, the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And what is our base on this orange triangle? 18. And what's the height of that orange triangle? 12. Very good. Okay. Let's see. What's half? Excuse me. What's half of 18? 9. And then 9 times 12? 108. Okay. So the area of the base is 108 square units. And then I need the height of my pyramid. What is the height of my pyramid? 16, right here. From the bottom, from the base to the top of the vertex there, that has a height of 16. So in our calculators, which I don't have one out, here we go. All right, so we have 1/3 times 108 times 16, and I get 576. What are the units on this? Should they be squared or cubed? Cubed. Units cubed, because we are talking about volume, length, width, and height. There's 3 dimensions, 3 units. All right, here, what is this telling us for letter B here?
The volume is 120.
Yeah, and it's asking us to find x, which is the length of the side of the rectangle here. Well, let's see, I can start with the formula. I know that volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. And so we need to figure out then what we know and plug in what we know. So in this pyramid, I have my base, which is what shape? A rectangle, all right. So the area, the big B, the area of the base, how do we find the area of this rectangle? Base, yeah, it's just base times height here, so it's the product of the sides. So x times 5 or 5x for the area of the base there. And so I can do that. I can plug in 5 times x for the area of my base. What's the height of my pyramid? 9. From the base to the vertex has a height of 9. And do I know the volume? 120, sure. So we're plugging in what we know. I'm going to try and clean this up maybe a little bit. So I have 120. 5 times 9, what's 9 times 5? 45. And does that divide by 3? 45 divided by 3. It sure does, it's 15. So 1/3 times 5 times 9 turns out to be 15. In case you're curious, you can type all that into your calculator. All right, so I have 15 times x equals 120. How do we solve for x? Divide by 15. So 120 divided by 15 is 8. Okay. So we are using these equations forwards and backwards, so pay close attention. And again, are you allowed to use your notes on this upcoming test?
Yes.
Yes. So you should be taking good notes here?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, okay, fantastic. So these are pyramids. Now let's look at C and D, which are what shapes?
Cone.
Cones. We have cones. What's the volume of a cone?
1/3.
1/3 area of base times height. All right, and what is our base here? What shape is our base? A circle. A circle, so it is a circle, and what is the formula for the area of a circle? Pi r squared, pi radius squared, okay? And so we have pi, and what's our radius of our circle here? 4, and we're going to square that. And so what is 4 squared? 16 times pi. And we're going to leave it like that because we want the volume in terms of pi here. So I want to leave pi in my answer. I don't want to multiply it in and get a crazy decimal. Let's plug in what we know. I have 1/3. The area of my base is 16 pi. And what is the height of my cone? 12, yeah, sure. The base to the vertex, the height is 12. And let's see, 16 times 12, I don't know that. 16 times 12, nope. 16 times 12 is 192, and I bet that divides by 3. Sure it does, 64. 64 pi is a great answer. Again, in your calculator, if you did 1/3 times 16 times 12, you would get 64. And we're just going to attach the pi. So there's our volume of our cone, 64 pi. All right. All right, what do we have to do on letter D?
You're gonna find the radius.
That's the diameter.
Diameter, yeah. All right, so we
also have to find the radius.
yeah, the radius would be more helpful. So I am just going to call it R because that is more helpful. We know that this is a cone, and we know that we have the volume. We know that the volume of a cone is 1/3 times the area of the base times height. And what is the formula for our area of our base? What is our base? Yeah, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So I'm going to use r. So pi r squared would give us the area of our base there. And what's the height of our cone? 24. Okay. So just plugging in all the things that I know. And I also know the volume is 392. Oh, pi. There's pi on there. Hey, look at that. This is me just trying really fast to do this. It looks terrible, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to clean this up. What's 1/3 of 24? 8.
8.
It's 24 divided by 3 is 8. So this is 8 pi radius squared, because 1/3 times 24 is 8, equals 392 pi. And I'm trying to solve for the radius. What do you want to do?
Divide by 8.
Yeah, we can absolutely divide by 8 pi. What a great plan. 8 pi, divide by 8 pi, so those go away. What happens with the left-hand side here? The pi's are going to, pi on top and pi on bottom goes away. And I'm left with 392 divided by 8,
49.
which is 49. That's really nice, because now I want to know that what number squared gives me 49? 7. So we can take a square root if we want to, and the square root of 49 is 7. So the radius is 7. What's x? 14. 2 times 7 is 14, because x they gave us was the diameter. So much easier to solve for r and then go from there. Do you have questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Wow, that was really, really fast. All right.